Hi, Linda Lowry with Saladin's Business Magazine and Social in Seattle. And I'm here again with
Bettina Carey, Seattle Here Essence. And we're here at the top of the Space Needle
with three chefs from the James Beard Foundation Taste America event that takes place tomorrow at the Four Seasons here in Seattle. And here I have next to me is...
Hi, my name is Lupe Flores, and I'm the chef and owner of Lupe Tacos in Ballard, Seattle, Washington.
I'm Ethan Stowell from Ethan Stowell Restaurants. So we've got a bunch of restaurants, including Goldfinch, at the Four Seasons.
My name's Elmer Dulla. I own Family Friend on Beacon Hill, and just excited to be here.
Yeah, well, thank you all for being a part of this amazing event, and also he come up here on a typical Seattle October day, right? And so my question to all of you is, what does it mean to you to be part of the James Beard community?
I have big feelings about this. I feel really special to be included. I'm also happy. It feels like James Beard is becoming all the more inclusive of all sorts of people from all sorts of backgrounds and different age groups. And so I feel really lucky and excited to meet, here's my fellow chef beers.
For me, it's just an honor. James Beard has been to set the standard for years, and it's always been an organization you looked up to as a chef growing up. And it's nice to be in Seattle. I know this is actually one of the more successful markets for them, and it's great to see Seattle having such a love of restaurants and chefs, and really having a group of people together tomorrow at the Four Seasons is great, and it's a great testament to Seattle. So really happy to be involved and really proud of it.
Being part of the James Beard community just excites me because there's a lot of visibility for people of color and current issues and adversity that I feel like the people at the foundation look at people like us to help, build structure and continue to grow into the future with, whatever's going on currently and whatever's happened in the past. So, through creativity and what we're surrounded because of the Northwest, I feel like this land and the water provides so much for the country as ingredients and, just whatever is put on people's tables, beverages and stuff like that. We're part of this ecosystem. So, no, just happy.
Lupe, you and I were talking earlier, and you were talking about how proud your mom is of you and that relationship that you have. Tell us a little bit more about that. I think that's...
Yeah. I never set out to be a restaurateur. I've cooked my entire life since I was 3 years old. I have a large extended Lebanese and Mexican family. And so my mom and my Sittu is Arabic for grandma. They were the ones who taught me how to cook, raised me in the kitchen. And through COVID, because everything else fell apart, I decided, what the hell, I should do what I'm good at and what I know and what I'm passionate about. And so I started making tacos for people that weren't my family, and it grew really quickly. And so now my restaurant, now that I have a brick and mortar, is a testament to my family and to them, and it's an homage to them. So I feel really fortunate, and I also feel like people are fortunate to get to share, because my family is magical. They're really special, and I'm really fortunate. So I'm happy to share that with Seattle folks.
And say, hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
She peace off out. She's going to be really proud. Yeah, she's going to be crying right now. I'm sorry. And Ethan, you've had so many restaurants that you open, and the themes and the cuisines and everything is so different. Where do you get your ideas from?
I think it's mostly from traveling. And also, you got to keep in mind, I'm old. I'm the oldest one in this whole group. So I've been around for a while. But no, I mean, it's an industry that I've always loved. My first job was working as a I guess you'd call it a janitor in a catering company. But I've just loved the culture of the restaurant community. I've loved how much people are passionate, how many different people and personalities come into the industry. So it's still the same love I have now from when I first started 30 years ago. So it's just fun to do it.
And I know you'd all agree that it's being people forward, right? And family friendly. Tell us, Elmer, a little bit about your concept for your restaurant.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm originally from Guam, and, that comes with just the culture that everything's big family. But with that, you didn't know that everyone that was around you growing up as a kid, you weren't actually blood related. So it was family friends. So, you would call everybody cousin or aunt or uncle, and then you figure out the lineage of the bloodline, but you're all just family friends. But the connection is just as close as if they were your real family, because, like your real family doesn't live around you, but you have that network and, the village basically, right? So, and that's what we do. And at the space, it's basically like we basically do what we do naturally, was host and that hospitality as if you were going to like a family gathering, right? So a lot of children, a lot of, multi-generational things. And then just touching on, everyone's background. Because, you have like a cousin that like, he's not Filipino. How are we related? Actually, you're not related, but that's your cousin. Like, and it just stops at that. There's no discussion. So, but, that brings all the different flavors to the table and, different things. So,
I didn't show where you laid.
yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So, being a foodie, and I want to know, like, what is your most recent culinary risk that you've taken that had to pay it off?
Okay.
Carly.
The biggest risk of my life is opening this restaurant a year and a half ago and putting everything I had and all of my money and my family's money into doing it. And I think the riskiest thing is staying true to how I was taught to make the tacos, the original country tacos, which is you sew them up with toothpicks and then you take the toothpicks out and put in the salsa. Well, there's a bunch of folks in Seattle who have never experienced that. So I get a whole bunch of people confused why there's toothpicks in their food. And so I just can like, do you have a hard time taking the toothpick out of the club sandwich? Do you need frill on your toothpick to be able to not eat it? Like, don't eat wood. And so I think like my biggest risk is not compromising on my foods and the way that it's prepared and cooked. And I think people can figure it out. I have faith they're going to figure it out. I'm just going to keep preaching the gospel. Take the toothpicks out before you eat it. Just don't eat wood. I think we'll be fine.
I think so too. Yeah, the name of your restaurant again?
It's called Lupe's Situ Tacos.
Lupe's.
Situ is Vegetariana. Situ. Yeah.
And where can we find you?
On Ballard Avenue in Seattle and Ballard.
Yeah, I'm going to come out to your tacos.
I'll pay for you.
I love it. I love it. And definitely will take out those toothpicks.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. Try those tacos. Yeah, not hard.
So, risk. So it's an awkward question because everything in the restaurant industry is high risk, right? It's become an industry that's, highly rewarding, highly fun, but it's very risky to open restaurants. So my personal goal is to take the risk out of them, right? Make sure we set up ourselves for fundamental building blocks of a foundation of a strong business so that we don't have to worry about things, right? So, as far as food goes, I'll just tell you what I've been loving doing lately. I've been loving a lot of raw seafood lately. So I mean, I love going out. I do a fair amount of caterings or charity events or donation dinners. And I always go with start off the night with a crudo sampler. So everybody's having 4, 5, 6 different types of crudo, oysters in a half shell, all kinds of stuff, and just having fun with it. But as far as risks go, everything in the restaurant industry is a risk. But that's what kind of makes it fun.
Yeah, as Ethan said, I mean, just being open right now is a risk. This is like kind of the craziest time I've ever experienced working in a restaurant just in the last 10 months, and just the foreseeable future is scary right now. But I think like one of the risks that I still continue to do is we don't have a website, we don't have a phone number, we don't use social media for the restaurant. So, we've lasted this long without it, and I know how powerful the tool is, but, I feel like until I feel like we need to do that, I think I'm going to take that risk for now and see where it goes. It's just kind of like doing that guerrilla tactics, kind of bringing it back and kind of refocusing all our energy in the space instead of like having to do that reach outside, because I feel like that a lot of people are too worried about that, like you have to like remember who your customers are and like remember that the regulars are always going to be there, opposed to trying to feed people, their screen time, because I know that is a heavy addiction. And I think, try to step back from that is also a service that we as hospitality people can maybe provide in a different way. So
love that. Great. All of you guys, great answers.
Yes, absolutely. And I would love to know a little bit about what you're going to be serving here at the Taste Americas. Maybe we'll start with you, Elmer.
Yeah. So I am doing kind of because Guam is kind of like a culmination of many historical things that have entered the island. So I'm doing a kimbap, which is basically like Korean sushi. On Guam, we do red rice, which was introduced by the Spanish, which has a natto oil to like make the rice red. And then we do in the kimbap, it's going to be chicken kalguen, which is marinated chicken, barbecued with lemon juice, coconut, and onions. And then there's some pickled burdock root, and then a like creamy green finadeni, which is like a accoutrement on Guam, which is like tamari, vinegar, and lemon juice. But this is like our little play on it with like a little bit of like scallions and jalapenos. So
Wow. Yeah.
yeah,
Just the ingredients have.
yes, I see a little
I
pot.
know, kid. Yeah, sounds good.
I hope so.
Are you going to have your oyster bar?
We're doing some oysters for sure. You know, we there's a new oyster out there that I found called an oishi, which is a tumbled oyster from up in the Skagit Bay, which I think are delicious. And we're also going to do a ahi tuna burrito, so with some ginger, cucumber, and lime on it. So fantastic. Yeah, it's cilantro. So yeah, we're just mixing it up, having some fun. We're doing a couple dishes.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna make a molofia, which is yeah. It's like traditional Lebanese dish. It's like a Lebanese seven spice chicken and situ rice. Situ makes this brown butter pine nut rice that I'm gonna serve it over with Lebanese seven spice chicken with a molokhia, and it's like lemony and rich and delicious. Then I'm doing like a flash fried sumac pita chip on top and like little small bite. It's gonna be dang. I can't wait.
How are you?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm excited. I know the event is sold out, which is great. Just a testament to how much Seattle loves our food industry. And for those of you that can't come to the event, you can definitely visit our chefs at at their establishments and try their food.
Yes.
That's fun.
Come to the
Thank you.
Yep.
It's sold.
Come check us out tomorrow. That's where you want to be.
Join the wait list.
Loved and your heritage. What would that?
And I mean, my heritage. I mean, I grew up in Capitol Hill, so. But yeah,
Dobbs.
I mean, I'll tell you the one dish that I've been making a lot lately that I've just like is just comfort and just so from the Northwest has been the cacio pepe with chanterelle mushrooms. I love making cacio pepe. It's it's so good, but it's all about doing it the right way. And there's a huge technique to it. People think it's just buttered pasta. It's just so much more than that. It's adding a lot of the pasta water, freshly cracked pepper, Parmigiano Reggiano or Pecorino, whichever you prefer, and just stirring it and getting all those glutens out like a little bit like a risotto. And that's delicious.
Sounds delicious. I just made chanterelle risotto like 2 days ago. I went mushroom picking and made it.
All right.
No, go ahead. I don't know what I'm going to say.
I mean, yeah, mine would be another comfort dish. It'd be fried rice with Spam and then any vegetables. The good thing about Seattle, you could do any seasonal vegetables. Like, it's just so diverse right now. And fried rice, that'd be it.
It's hard because I want to say multiple different things, right? But, situ tacos is what I've consistently made for people I care about my whole life. It's what they ask for their birthday. It's like I make them for my people at home. I make them in a pan, I fry and make the black bones you gotta get. That being said, every Thanksgiving, instead of turkey, I make a whole Lebanese feast, like kippy and situ rice and tabbouleh and the cauliflower and the domas and all the things, and you can't just single one out or have to put them all together. It's far too much food is what I would make for everybody, which is
For all the course.
Is it totally dank?
Yeah.
Just checking. Giga dank. I was just checking.
Remember, I'm a family cred.
yeah, exactly. You're welcome. Come on over.
Any last words
Sure,
for
man.
our audience?
No, thanks for being great supporters of the restaurant industry in Seattle. We love that. That's the best. That's the biggest and best thing you can do for all restaurants, not just ours. Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.